We're going to start on page 25 in grammar. So go ahead and get out page 25. 25. We're talking about a who which clause. These are pretty cool actually in the sentences, and you're going to eventually start writing your own who which clauses in your own sentences. But first, we're going to find them and mark them in this book. They start with the word who or which. So it's super easy to find in the sentence because you'll see one of those words, but it is a group of words. So it's more than just who or which. It starts with that, but it's a group of words that describe the noun it follows. So it says a who which clause begins with the word who or which, and that happens to be a type of pronoun. That sounds kind of weird because we think of pronouns as he, she, it, them, things like that. But in a clause, in one of these clauses, the who which clause, the actual word who or which becomes the pronoun. But we're not going to mark it as a pronoun, but we'll practice that later. So just know that the who which clause starts with who or which. We use who when we're referring back to people or personified animals and pets. Okay, so personified animals, that just means animals that are pretending to be people. And we know some stories like that. Maybe you've seen some movies or shows where the animals are talking or they're cooking or they're doing something that humans do. That means they're personified animals, okay? And sometimes we like to read stories about animals that do stuff. Um, and then pets. That's when we use who. We use which when we're talking about everything else, like things or animals who are just being animals, like a giraffe being a giraffe, not a giraffe, driving a car, because that would be a personified animal, right? And then places. So when you're talking about things, animals, and places, we use which. A who which clause must be added to a sentence that is already complete. So look at this example. The first one is a sentence. It's a regular sentence. It's complete. It says the soldiers had traveled far. It's a good sentence. It's short, but that's okay. We have the subject soldiers and they had traveled. Those are the verbs, okay? Um, Now, sometimes we're tempted to just kind of put a who word in a sentence and think that that's enough. But look at the next example. The soldiers who had traveled far. They just put who in there and they left it. You see that word fragment? That means that sentence is not complete. So we can't just put a who in there and that's it. It doesn't make sense. We need more after that. So what happens when we put a who or a which in a sentence? It steals the verb from the sentence, and you have to put another verb after it in order for it to make sense. So look at the next example. The soldiers who had traveled far needed food. Now that's a sentence. That makes sense. And see that word needed, that's another verb. So they had to add another verb after the who which clause in order for it to make sense now. The soldiers who had traveled far needed food. That's a good sentence. So look at the next example, they switched it. The soldiers who needed food had traveled far. So that works too, because we have the verb in here needed for the who clause. There's always a verb in there with it. And then we have had traveled after it. So that's the key. That's the thing to remember is when you have a who or a which clause, it has a verb in it, but it has to have another verb after it in order for it to make sense. So in this book, you're going to have to find the who or which clause, okay? And it's going to be pretty easy to spot because it's going to start with who or which. And then you put parentheses around it. See how these are parentheses here in this example? This example says the soldiers who had traveled far needed food. So they put parentheses right at who and ending at far. That's the phrase. I mean, the clause. Sorry, that's the clause. And we label it with W/W. And that stands for who, which. They both have W's. So W/W. So that's how you're going to mark it in here. And then it says to place commas around a who, which clause. Notice that right after soldiers, there's a comma. And then right after far, there's a comma. That's because the who, which clause needs commas on both the front and the back, the beginning and the end of that clause. Okie doke. Any questions about that page? If not, you can shake your head no, so I know you don't have any questions. Okay, good. Good job. Let's go on. So page 26 is blank, so we don't have to worry about that page. Let's go ahead and do the practice page. Does anybody feel like reading it today? Any takers on reading it? No? That's okay. I'll read it today. It says, the dwarf who bowed and walked away returned for a third time later that night. Bowed is our vocabulary word. It's in dark letters. And you probably know what that is when you bend at the waist, like that. And if you ever go to a play or some kind of a performance on stage at the end, usually that's when they bow. So it's a motion with your body. So it is a verb, it's an action. So he bowed and walked away. So we can put a check by that. We know the vocabulary word. There's two articles. Remember, that's a, and the. Not and. Doesn't have a D. It's an and the. So look for the two articles and go ahead and label those by yourself. And then we've got three nouns. So I'm going to have Noah, when you're ready, help us find the three nouns. Is there a person, place, thing, or idea? You see it? Okay, you're muted, so I can't hear you. Remember how to unmute?
I found the one.
Okay, which one did you find?
Dwarf.
Dwarf. Good, that is one. Yeah, the other two are a little hard. But do you see them, Olivia? Can you help Noah? I'm going to help you guys. Okay, see this article A here. Whenever you see an article in a sentence, it means the noun is coming. It might be the next word, but it might be after that. So that's going to be your clue here, A. But I know that third is not a noun. That's an adjective. But go to the next word. What's this one, Noah? What's that word?
Time.
Time. And that is a noun. And there's one more after that. Do you see it, Olivia? It's either going to be later, that, or night.
Night.
Yes, good. Night is also a noun. That was kind of tricky. Night is a time or a thing, basically. So that clue right there with the A as the article there tells you a noun is coming, and then there's another one after that. Okay, so those are the three nouns. And then Olivia, where is the who, which clause?
Right after dwarf.
So it starts here. Tell me what the whole clause is. Read the whole clause.
Who bowed and walked away.
Good. That is the whole clause. And there's that comma there. So it's between those two commas. we're going to use parentheses like that. And then right above the who, I'm going to have you put W/W. That's how we label it. That's the who which clause. Good. I see that, Noah. Good. And then Noah, what word should we capitalize here?
The.
Good. That first word, the. And then Olivia, what goes at the end?
Period.
Period. You got it. Check. Not too bad. So our list of things to look for is going to get longer. We got 3 on there now. It's going to keep going. But you guys are great. You're doing great with the articles and the nouns. And now you know the who, which clause. Very good. So that's it for grammar for today. So you can put that away. And then go ahead and get out your binders next. And you guys finished up scorpions. Go ahead and get everything out of your front pocket there. About scorpions. And I haven't had a chance to grade everybody's work yet. I'm working on that, getting caught up from being all over the place. But does anybody feel like reading your paragraph to me? I would love to hear it about scorpions. Let's see, 19. Okay. No, I don't see anybody's hands going up yet. Well, does anybody want me to read your paragraph? Because I could read it for you. You're both being shy. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to yet. I'm going to give you guys some time to get used to the class, and then eventually I would love to hear you read your stories. And by the way, I know that eventually we're going to come across something and you guys will be excited to read your story. So don't worry, you don't have to read it about scorpions today, but we are done with scorpions. So your paragraph, your keyword outline, all the stuff that has to do with scorpions, I want you to put all that away in whatever you're keeping your finished stuff in. So you should have a folder, an extra folder or an extra binder, and go ahead and put it away in that extra binder. And then when you're done putting all that away, because we're done with scorpions, then we're going to get out the next week. And I'll show you where that's at. This is going to be a good one. I think you guys will like this one. Oh, there's this one too, huh? This yellow page, I forgot. That goes in a different spot. So don't put that one away in your finished stuff yet. Let me show you where that one goes. Forgot about that one. In your writing binder, this one, there's a tab toward the back that says Model, Charts, and Outlines. You see that one right there? Model, Charts, and Outlines. And you'll see that there's a yellow page back there. Go behind this one and put that yellow page behind that, okay? That makes sense? So it's going to go right here. Make sure your binder's laying flat so you can open up those rings. And just a little tip about opening the rings. Do not pull on the rings to open it. You need to use the little tabs that are at the top and the bottom of the binder and pull those apart. What happens if you pull here, it'll bend the ring and then you won't be able to turn the pages very well. So let me show you again, Noah, this tab right here. Do you see that one that says Model, Charts, and Outlines? Okay, good. And then you should have one back there already that looks like this. So behind that, this one goes behind that. Once you stick it in there, though, make sure you close those rings, okay? Give me a thumbs up if you put away the scorpion stuff and you put away this yellow page. Give me a thumbs up if you put them away. Okay, good. Good job, Olivia. I'll wait for you, Noah.
I don't have a yellow paper there.
Oh, you don't have one of those?
I didn't see it.
Okay. Well, don't worry about it then if you don't have it.
Okay.
If you find it later, that's where it goes, okay?
Okay. Ask my
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah, tell your mom. And then so both of you now are going to go to the very first tab, this one that says source text tab. You see that one? Should be the very first one. And then when you turn the page, you should see the bald man and the fly. You guys see that at the top? Okay, good. Olivia's got it. You got it, Noah? That very first tab, this one right here that says source text tab. If you don't see it, you might need your mom to help you real quick if she's there. You want
I
to go get your mom. It's okay. But you're going to take that out, Olivia, since you have yours. You're going to take out week 3. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 pages long. Okay. And then once you see like week 4, the fox and the stork, you're not going to take that one out. Leave that one in there. Noah's having a little trouble finding our next lesson here. So it's that first tab that says source text tab. And then it's week 3. So it's pages 23 all the way to 29. So 4 pages. And then he just needs to take out those pages. He'll get used to it eventually, but it's kind of new to find that. So leave week 4 when you see that. We're just taking out the bald man and the fly. And then Olivia, you need 2 pieces of lined paper too, okay? And a pen and a pencil. Did you guys find it, Noah? Okay, good. And then he needs 2 lined piece of paper too. 2 pieces of lined paper. And a pen and a pencil. We're going to use both today. Okay, good. Awesome. Good. Thumbs up if you got everything ready. I see that. Good job, you guys. Good. Yay. Okay, so the bald man and the fly, that's our story this week. And the first thing I want to show you is this yellow page. It's page 27. It's in that stack of pages you just got out there. So look at this yellow page first. It's page 27. We're going to talk about this. Thumbs up if you have it. Okay, good. Okay, good. Yay. This is a chart that we're going to be filling out throughout the year, really. It's going to take a while to fill out the whole thing. But we're starting up here at the very top. Do you see where it says stylistic techniques? So in life, we have style. We have different things that have style, like hairstyle or clothes style, or even like car style. We have minivans and trucks and little smaller cars and Jeeps and different types of cars, right? Those are styles, those are types of cars. But we also have styles in writing. And a style is how we write. So when we write, we want to give it some style. We want to dress it up a little bit. So notice how it says dress ups here. And I bet you guys know about dressing up for church or dressing up for a wedding. There's times in life when you are dressing up for things, right? Or even dressing up for Halloween. I don't know if anybody does that, but dress up in a costume for Halloween, that's dressing up, right? So to dress up our writing, we're going to add special words. and these are called dress-up words. And the first one we're going to talk about is called ly adverbs. So right here next to number 1, I want you to write ly and then adverb. ly adverb. Now, an ly adverb is a type of word that we have in our language that tells more about the verb. So, for instance, if a dog is chasing a cat, chasing is the verb, right? That's what the dog is doing. The dog is chasing the cat. I can add an ly adverb and say the dog is quickly chasing the cat, or the dog is frantically chasing the cat, or the dog is wildly chasing the cat. So I can use an ly word to tell a little bit more about what the dog is doing, how he's chasing this cat. So these words are going to really help your writing sound good. So we're going to start with that. That's all we're going to do on this page for now. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. The next thing we're going to do, though, is read the story, The Bald Man and the Fly. So find that. It should be in your stack of stuff there. Bald Man and Fly. This is a good one. So this is attributed to Aesop. We remember that from the Dog in the Shadow story. That also said attributed to Aesop. And remember, Aesop's fables, they're stories that teach us a lesson about life, right? This is another one. So it's short. We're going to read about this guy. Looking at the picture, I really don't think he's very happy about that fly. He looks a little mad. He's got a little sweat drop on his head there. And you can see him trying to catch that fly or smack it, right? So let's read this. I'm going to read it and you follow along on your page there. It says, on a hot summer day, a tired traveler sat down to rest and took off his hat. A fly began buzzing about his bald head and sweaty face, landing on his skin from time to time. Get away, fly, he mumbled. He tried to smack the fly, but instead he hit only his own head. When he slapped his skin, it stung. But he slapped again and again, trying to get that pesky insect. But he failed and thus became frustrated and angry. Finally, the man understood his mistake. He thought, we are likely to hurt only ourselves when we get so angry. Well, has that ever happened to you where you have a fly buzzing around you and it's driving you crazy? And you're just like trying to get it away from you? Just like, That's happened to me before. And it is super frustrating, especially when you're trying to do something, or maybe you're trying to eat your hot dog because you're at a birthday party outside and all you want to do is eat your hot dog because you're hungry and the fly's like right there trying to eat your hot dog. Yeah, that's annoying. So I feel for this guy. But he actually does learn a lesson at the end. And it's true. Sometimes we're likely to hurt ourselves when we're angry. So I don't know about you, but I've been angry before and I might kick something because I'm mad, like a box or a chair or who knows what, right? You just like, and then you go, ow, okay, my toe hurts now. You know, that wasn't smart. It's not a good idea to kick something. So, yeah, I think, probably the best thing we could do if you get angry, besides, I want to tell you this, being mad or frustrated or angry is a real emotion. It does happen to everybody. Who knows what we're mad about, but there are times when we get mad, and that's a real thing, and that's normal to be mad. It's good to get through that and to work through it. But one thing I like to do when I'm really mad is get my pillow and just like scream inside my pillow. Have you guys ever done that one before? You just like get it all out inside your pillow. It's not going to hurt your pillow. It's not going to hurt you, right? You can just get it out and then you feel better. So, but it is good to try to control that too. It's okay that you get angry, but to control that so that you don't hurt yourself. That's important to learn how to do in life. Okay, that's the lesson he's teaching us here is we got to control our anger. And it's okay to be angry, but to work it out in a way that doesn't hurt yourself, okay? So, we're going to take this now and build a keyword outline again. So, get out a lined piece of paper. Get mine out here. And we're going to start by just putting your name and date like we always do up here at the top on the left. That's for your name. And today's date is 10/10/24. So start by writing that. And by the way, you can use pen or pencil right now. If you like pencil better, go ahead and use a pencil. We're going to use a pen in a minute, but it's up to you if you want to use pen or pencil for this part. All right, so there's the date and your name should be there. And then skip a space, skip a line underneath that. And then I want you to write the title, kind of in the middle if you can. The Bald Man, those all have capitals. And then and the do not. And then fly does. So notice where my capital letters are. The Bald Man, fly. Those are all capitals, but it says the Bald Man and the fly. So go ahead and put that down. That's the title. Okay. And then underneath that, I'm going to have you put key. These are all caps, the first letter. Keyword outline. And you guys know that as KWO. Keyword outline. We're going to be working on a new one this week that goes with the Bald Man and the fly. And now you're going to skip a line again. So underneath keyword outline, we're going to skip a space. Come over to the side next to that red line, and we're going to put numbers. We're going to start with 1 with a dot. And we're going to number all the way to 8. Put a dot by your numbers there. 1 through 8. When you got that, give me a thumbs up. We have 8 sentences in this story. Good, I see that. Okay, awesome. All right, going back to the story now, and I want you to have these both on your table with you. We're going to look at each sentence again, sentence by sentence. Remember how last time we marked all the keywords in the sentence, and then we picked the 3 best keywords? Yeah, we're going to do that again. So I'll do the first one, and then I'm going to have you guys help me with the rest. But the first one says, the first sentence says, on a hot summer day, a tired traveler sat down to rest and took off his hat. So I'm going to underline summer. I think that's a keyword, right? I see hot and day, but I know if it's summertime, it's going to be hot and it's going to be during the day. So I'm just going to underline summer and then tired traveler sat down, rest. I'm going to put underline off and then hat. So I have a bunch of words here. So let me tell you again, summer, tired, traveler, sat down, rest, off, hat. Those are all the keywords that I wanted to underline in that sentence. That's way too many though, isn't it? Because we can only write down 3. Sorry about the glare. I'm trying to, maybe I can turn this light off. Oh, there, that's better. Okay. So I can only pick 3 words to actually put on my outline. I really think it's important that we circle summer because that tells us a lot. If it's summertime, we know it's going to be hot. So I'm going to circle summer and use that one. And I want to talk about that this guy is a traveler. I think that's important to put down in our outline. So I'm going to circle traveler. And I know he sits down. I'm going to circle sat because I know if he's sitting, he's probably tired. And so I don't need the word tired. And he's resting. So I don't need the word rest. And I don't need the word down because I know that when you sit down. But I do like that he took off his hat. So I think what I'm going to do is draw a hat. So I'm going to start by writing these 3 words first. So on number 1, go ahead and copy summer, comma, traveler, comma, sat. And then I'm going to draw a hat. I'm going to draw like a little baseball cap type thing. If you want to draw like a top hat, like Abraham Lincoln type hat, you can draw that, but draw a hat. So we've got summer, traveler, sat, hat. That'll help us remember he took off his hat. It's kind of important because that's why the fly came around. The fly wanted to land on his head. So we want to remember that he took off his hat. So that's number 1. Summer, traveler, sat, and then we drew a hat. Remember, the rule is you can only have 3 words. So that's the hard part because there's lots of great keywords in these sentences, but we have to only pick 3. And sometimes we can use a symbol like this hat, for free. We don't have to count that. Or you can use numbers for free or even abbreviations for free. You got it, Noah? Good. So keep writing, Olivia. I'm going to have Noah do the next one. So what I'm going to do is read this sentence, Noah, and then you start by telling me what you think the key words are. Okay, all of them in the sentence. So it says, a fly began buzzing about his bald head and sweaty face, landing on his skin from time to time. So what do you think, Noah? What are the key words in that sentence? What are the most important words?
Um, fly,
Okay, good.
buzzing,
Good.
bald,
Yes.
sweaty,
Sweaty. Good.
face,
Okay, good.
landing,
Yes.
skin,
Skin. Yes.
maybe.
From maybe time. And I know there's 2 times there, so I don't think we need both underlined, but I think that's good, Noah. You did great with that. So again, we have way too many though. So if you had to only pick 3, what do you think? What can we pick? What are the 3 best to remember that sentence? I'm gonna help you a little bit because one of the words you underlined is fly, but we know that fly is in the title. So we already know we're talking about a fly. So I'm gonna not use that one. And I know that a fly buzzes because we know about flies. So what are some other words in that sentence to help us remember this sentence? What do you think is next? What should we put next? Or what should we pick?
Landing.
Yeah, I think landing is important. Let's circle it. That's one.
And bald, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's important that we talk about that he's bald.
Because then that's part of his
That's
personality.
exactly. And that's why he's like, it stung when he slapped himself because there was no hair on his head. One more.
Time.
You think so? Time? Okay. Bald landing time. And we could actually draw a head so we know it's a bald head. So we could say bald head landing time. Would that help you remember that sentence, you think? Yeah? All right, let's write that down. So we got bald. And I'm going to draw just a head like this, and I'm going to make his face kind of not happy because he's kind of he's kind of frustrated, and I'm going to draw an arrow here to his head. Okay? So that'll help us remember it's his head, his bald head. And then you said landing, and we know we're talking about a fly, and then time. Just to remind you guys as you're writing this down, this is not like a test where there's only one right answer. There's lots of ways you can do this. So eventually, when you guys build your own keyword outline, it might be different. Might be different than mine. It might be different than each other's. So it's not like a test where there's only one right answer. I just want to make sure you know that. There's different ways to do this. And really, you want to pick the words that make sense to you to help you remember that sentence. Okay, so and the next one is for Olivia. The next sentence says, "Get away, fly," he mumbled. So let's start by finding those keywords first. What do you think are the keywords, Olivia? Get away, fly, he mumbled.
Away,
Okay, good,
mumbled,
good.
fly.
Okay, good. I
Okay.
wonder, go ahead.
I think that's it.
Oh, that's it. Okay, I wonder if get away. I'm kind of thinking we need get too. So now, which ones are we going to pick though? Because we already know we're talking about a fly. What do you think we should pick for our three words?
Mumbled,
Okay, let's circle mumbled. I like that one.
get away.
That's what I think. Get away. Get away and mumbled. Because we know he's talking about a fly. So when I write this down on number 3, I'm going to use quotation marks because that's what he says. So I'm going to put get away, and then I'm going to put mumbled. And I'm putting get away in quotes because that's what he said. Get away, fly, he mumbled. Okay. And the next one's for Noah. When you're done writing that, are you done? Give me a thumbs up, Noah, when you got get away mumbled on your on your keyword outline. Got it, Noah?
Um, is it okay if I finish that after class? That specific one?
Oh, yeah, that's okay with me. You need a little extra time? That's okay. Okay, are you good to do the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. The next one says, he tried to smack the fly, but instead he hit only his own head. So let's start with what you think we should underline first. What are the key words in that sentence? He tried to smack the fly, but instead he hit only his own head.
Slapped?
Yeah, slapped is definitely. Oops, you mean smack? Because
Yeah.
slapped is the next sentence. So we're right here. He tried to smack the fly, but instead he hit only his own head. So should we underline smack?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Smack is one. What else?
Tried?
Yeah, I like tried.
Own?
Yes, own. Good.
And maybe head.
Yes, and head for sure. I wonder, do we need hit?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do hit too. So we got tried, smack, hit, own, head. That's good, but too many, huh? So how can we put this in our keyword outline? We got to pick only 3 words. What do you think are the best 3 words out of that? The most important ones.
Hit?
I think hit is important. I agree with that.
Own?
Okay, own,
Tried.
tried. We could draw a head again, huh? That wasn't too bad. That was easy to draw. I like that. Tried, hit, own, head. We could even draw a little fly in here too. What if we did tried? And then I'm just going to try to draw a little fly, which is kind of like that. Hit, own, and then we're going to draw that head again. I'll give you guys time to write this down. So let me show you there. Zoom in so you can see it better. I put tried and then I drew a little fly right there. And then hit own head. He tried to smack the fly, but he hit his own head instead. And it's okay, Noah, if you want to finish this part later. I am recording the class so you can, watch it and pause it so you know what to write down. If it takes you a little longer, that's okay. Did you get it, Olivia? Or are you still working on it? You're done?
I guess I could watch the recording.
Would that be better? Is it hard for you to copy it down right now? Yeah, okay. Is your mom with you right now?
No, she's in the other room.
She's in the other room because what you could do is when we're done making our outline, she could take a picture of it with her phone on the camera on the computer, and then you can copy it down later.
Okay, that will work.
That'll work? Okay. So we're going to go on then because I do want to try to finish this before we're done with class. So I'm going to have Olivia do the next one. It says, when he slapped his skin, it stung, but he slapped again and again, trying to get that pesky insect. Let me zoom out a little bit here so you can see that. So what are some keywords there, Olivia? When he slapped his skin, it stung, but he slapped again and again, trying to get that pesky insect.
Slap,
Yes, slapped is one.
skin,
Yes,
stung,
stung. Yep.
again,
Yes, I agree. Again,
pesky insect.
I agree. Very good, Olivia. Okay, so now we got our keywords, but we got to only pick three. So which ones should we pick?
Slap,
Yeah, I think slapped is going to be important.
stung,
Yeah, I think stung too, because he's feeling it. Should we pick
again.
again? Yeah. Okay, maybe. Let me think about that. I'm thinking so that we know it's not the fly that stung him, maybe we should circle skin. Like slap skin and stung, because it stung when he slapped his skin, right? I'm thinking that might be important to have on there. So let's do for number 5, slapped skin and stung.
I know.
Slapped skin and stung. And then he kept doing it, right? It's like he didn't think about it after the first time he slapped himself. He still was slapping himself. Okay, I'm going to help you guys finish up the last 3 so we have time to finish it. So, Noah, you just keep focusing on writing, okay? Trying to write that down. And then, like I said, your mom can take a picture. We'll have her take a picture before we end class so she can have that for you. Okay, so now I'm going to do the next sentence. And the next sentence says, but he failed and thus became frustrated and angry. I'm going to underline failed, frustrated, and angry. I think those are the most important words in that sentence, and it's only 3. It kind of works out. That's all I need. So I'm going to circle those words too. Failed, frustrated, and angry. Okay, so I got my 3 words for number 6. I'm going to copy those down. Failed, frustrated, and angry. So I'm going to put them right here. Failed, frustrated, angry. Okay. I know I'm going a little faster, but I want to try to get this done. So hang in there with me. You can keep writing, copying what I have here. The next sentence says, finally, the man understood his mistake. So I think I'm going to underline finally understood mistake. That works out too. Finally understood mistake. That works out because it's only 3. So I'm going to circle those two. So finally understood and mistake. You guys with me okay? You see where I'm at? Okay, good. So I circled finally, understood, and mistake. I'm going to copy that now for number 7. Finally, understood, mistake. Okay, we have one last sentence. And it says, he thought we are likely to hurt only ourselves when we get so angry. So I'm going to underline the ones I like here. I think likely, well, thought is also good. So I'm going to underline thought. Whoops, where's my pen? Thought likely hurt ourselves angry. So I have a lot to underline here. So I'm looking at the very last sentence of the story. I underlined thought likely hurt ourselves angry. And I think I'm going to pick 3 that I think are the most important to remember on that sentence. I'm going to pick likely and then hurt ourselves. I think that's the main message he's trying to say. If we are angry, we are likely to hurt ourselves. So that's the lesson that we need to remember, to not hurt ourselves, right? When we're angry. Don't go kick a rock. It's going to hurt your big toe. Right? It's best to just take your pillow and just scream in your pillow, and then you'll feel better.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt anybody. Okay, so my last one for number 8, I'm going to put likely hurt and ourselves. Likely hurt ourselves. Got it, Olivia? Good. Okay. And Noah, don't worry if you don't have it all yet. I'll have your mom take a picture. Okay? Because I want to do one last thing before you go. So you can just pause writing for a second, Noah. It's okay. I want you to look at the checklist. This is new. This is a new thing to you. This is page 29. It should be in your stack of stuff that you got out for the bald man and the fly. Good, Noah. Notice there's a spot for your name. You can put your name there. And this is called a checklist. Now, from now on in this class, for every story that you write, you're going to have one of these for each story that you do. So I want to just go through it really quickly with you so you can see what it says.
I think this is a different one.
Does it say the bald man and the fly at the top?
Yeah, but then it says writing from notes.
Oh, yeah, that's there. That's over here on mine.
Oh, so mine has that on the top left.
Oh, weird.
So I think it's a different paper.
How about these boxes? Do these all look pretty much the same on yours?
Um,
Does it say structure?
No, it says goals. I don't know.
Yours is different.
I think it's a different paper. No, I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see. What are you looking at? Let me see. Oh, you're looking at, are you looking at this one, page 23?
Yeah, but I don't know.
So look in your stack of papers. It should look like this. There should be one in there that you took out today.
So, which page is that?
29.
I only got out papers till it went to 27.
Oh, okay. So here's what I want you to do, Noah. Don't worry about it right now. I'm going to have your mom come back after we're done. I just want to go over this with you and then I'll keep you on the Zoom, okay? So don't leave the Zoom when we're done, okay? So that she can help you. So this says structure, and these are the things that you need to make sure you do for your paragraph. Notice it says name and date in the upper left-hand corner. So that's always what we do in this class. And then the next box, or so after you write that down, by the way, you'll put a little check mark there. So once you finish these things, you put a check. The next one says composition double spaced. You have to double space, meaning remember how we did all the little X's
Yeah,
before for the scorpions one?
yeah.
That's what you need to do for this one too. I'll show you from scorpions. This is from the scorpions one. See how we did all these X's? We did skip, skip, X. So you want to put all your X's in and then don't write on the line that has the X so
Oh,
that it's all spaced out. Okay, double space. Once you double space it, you can check that. The title we're going to talk about next week, so don't worry about the title yet. And this next box that says checklist on top, don't worry about that one either. Skip that one.
okay.
That's only if we have class in person. But here's what I want you to see under style. See how it has like a weird symbol here? It looks like a backwards P.
Yeah.
That stands for paragraph. So this is paragraph 1. And these are the dress ups. Remember, we talked about that earlier. And it says underline one of each, and you're going to have an ly adverb. We're going to talk about this next week. So don't worry about writing an ly adverb yet in your paper. Okay. So, what I want you to do for your homework is use this that we made in class, and I want you to write sentences for each one of these, and you're going to turn it into a paragraph, okay? You're going to use this to write a paragraph, and just make sure you double space it. It's really important that you double space, okay? And then we'll talk about the title and the ly adverb and all that stuff next week. So do you guys know what to do for homework? You understand? Give me a thumbs up if you know what to do. Do you have a question, Olivia? So you're going to write a paragraph. Use this and think of a sentence. So you could say something like, one summer day, a traveler sat down to rest and took off his hat. And you're going to write it down like a sentence, okay? And then once you put that period, you're going to keep going with the next one, like a paragraph, okay? The next one says bald head landing time. So you can say something like, a bothersome fly kept landing on his head from time to time, something like that. Okay? You guys understand what to do for your homework?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you're free to go, Olivia and Noah. I'm going to have you stay on for a minute and go get your mom, okay? Okay. Bye, Olivia.